They made it illegal to disrupt political subdivisions of the state. So you can't, no more shouting at city council meetings, I guess, or jail trust meetings or county commissioner meetings. So Stitt signed that one, which is I'll give a funny thing. So like technically I didn't have it pull it up here. Technically, the other day, a group went and protested at the, I guess, House chambers or one of those, and shouted kind of in the gallery. Technically, that's illegal. I mean, they could make some argument under existing law to prosecute them. But man, let me tell you how this got framed in right-wing media. I mean, there were literally headlines out there saying that like an insurrection, like that they tried to like bust into the Senate chamber. And like literally what it was like a group of people standing up saying, no justice, no peace, or, whatever, shouting some slogans, and then getting escorted out. And that was the end of it. And a few lawmakers like running up, like, put them up, buddy, put them up. Like, so really weird stuff. But then I think they went over to the Senate. It was in the House chamber, and they went over to the Senate, and doors were locked, and they just walked off. But yeah, talking about getting taken out of context. So anyway, I mean, that's what these laws, I guess, are designed to do, is criminalize. I mean, it's so crazy. Like, you're gonna send people to jail for blocking a meeting for 5 minutes, like, or even an hour. I mean, These motherfuckers will sit up here and debate a law that is patently unconstitutional for hours. I mean, they will waste the entire body's time for hours on end to like pass an abortion ban that will immediately fail in the courts. But some protesters show up and shout for 5 minutes, and it's like, we need laws against that. So that's what this one is here.
I think just always getting to the basis of the modern conservative movement. And first, guys, I say this all the time. The modern conservative movement is bullshit. I don't view it as legitimate, because what it actually stands for, maintaining power of the rich and wealthy, it can't actually fucking stand for, because it's untenable. So they find ways to lie and conceal their real purposes and goals, and that makes it illegitimate to me. And I don't know why we don't say that more. But anyway, this gets to that, right? Like all of these bills that they're signing with the like anti-protest bills, it's to prevent holding power accountable. That's what it is, right? Like we have a right as citizens of Oklahoma to see the legislative process, and we have a right to see CJAC and any other processes that's going on in terms of city meetings or ordinances, or I shouldn't say ordinance, but organizations that make decisions that affect our lives. And if they are not doing it adequately, we have a right, and I would say an obligation as citizens to tell them that. And if that requires yelling and screaming, then that requires yelling and screaming. But the point is, they are not accustomed to being held accountable, right? Like and that's the wild shit, because like the CJAC, like the Oklahoma County Jail is like the worst jail in America. Yeah. So it's quite ironic that you don't want to be held accountable for operating the worst jail in America, right? If nothing else, if you don't even care about the people there, it's your tax dollars going for all of the inevitable lawsuits being filed, because this is the worst jail in America, right? So all of this is, they do not want to be held accountable. The legislature does not want to be held accountable. They don't want people telling them, hey, you're not passing anything that's positively impacting our lives. Like CJAC doesn't want to be held accountable for operating the worst jail in America. And what makes it the worst jail in America is it's a torture chamber, right? Like it's like, how can we make people's lives in here as horrible as possible? By the way, the majority of the people in there have never been convicted of anything. And even if they are convicted of whatever they're accused of, they're coming home at some point, and they're coming home from them being locked into a torture chamber because they refuse to fix it, right? The jail trust refuses to fix it.